Previously on CeeLo. So what I'm thinking is that there will be some guy, also I think it's going to be a guy since there's only 3 male supports right now. He might be like some hard light architect like Sim. I really think that this new hero will be able to summon either some kind of healing station like a giant buffed soldier heal, but I have this feeling, just this gut feeling that he will use hard light tech to build some kind of healing or defensive capabilities for his team. Hey guys, it's your boy CeeLo, not green, and yep, I guessed it, baby. I'm just that good. What can I say? Detective CeeLo services are open on commission. I do Overwatch hero speculations, private investigator gigs, and I take house calls. So the gist is I more or less kinda correctly guessed that the new support Lifeweaver was, in fact, a male hardlight architect that builds things for his team. Not a summoner, but I mean, I kinda more or less nailed it on the head, so I'm taking this one because that was an actual shot in the dark. My bones were feeling it. And now I have crippling osteoporosis.
Where's my countertop? I need to do my osteoporosis dance.
It's really unfair because that suggests that every single person with osteoporosis has a kitchen counter to dance from.
I guess the main reason for this video is to kind of talk about my thoughts on not only Lifeweaver overall, but some of the stuff that could be coming up in Season 4 of Overwatch 2. Lots of cool stuff. Also, in case you were wondering, the footage in the background is from a game I was lucky enough to be a part of for Emong's stream, where we both had one bronze player on our team and we had to try to hide them, so enjoy my inting on DPS.
I feel like it's not the Genji.
Go watch that video on Emong's channel, I have it linked in the description. So, Lifeweaver.
It's giving very much fruity.
Yeah, for real though, Lifeweaver looks so fun to play. I've seen some gameplay of him from ML7 and Aspen playing, and my god does he look sick. I don't think I'll go into extreme detail with his kit since I'm pretty sure most of you already know what he does. To me, I think Lifeweaver is the exact kind of support I've been waiting for. He's mostly all utility and is all about positioning and when to use your really strong cooldowns at the right times. His flower is an elevator lift pad that activates when either a teammate or an enemy steps on it and is probably one of the best, if not the best, mobility ability in the game. Being able to lift not only yourself, but also your teammates onto high ground, and even making a high ground out of thin air is insanely strong. Lifting a high noon or saving it to lift yourself to get a better sightline on your team to heal them, or even, like in the trailer, lifting an Orisa up off the ground so her ult does nothing, has so much potential to make insane plays. His healing though seems a little underwhelming. The whole flow of his kit is kinda awkward, mostly on his left clicks. Having to switch between healing and damage on 2 different guns seems so weird to me. Like, why not just have his damage on left click and his healing on right click and his dash is like a double spacebar like Hanzo's leap? I don't know. Plus what, he's like the first hero to have 2 guns since Overwatch 1's launch with Mercy and Torb, right? And Mercy and Torb use them for totally different reasons. Mercy isn't really made to do damage. Well, I say that, but then I see Mercy's glocking out with Valk at any given moment, so maybe I'm just tripping. And Torb uses his hammer to heal his turret or absolutely dunk on some unsuspecting scrub for a hammer kill. Is there anything more scary than seeing an overloaded Torb with like 350 HP swinging his little hammer with as much power as his rotator cuff can muster? I don't really think so. The pure shame about to fall on you is kinda overwhelming and insanely frightening. Anyway, the whole swapping between healing and damage on Lifeweaver seems really clunky, especially when his Needler does like a ton of damage. His damage seems actually really good, especially since there's no fall off damage and it shoots pretty fast. I also saw that his healing basically gives no ult charge, but his damage builds up his ult so fast. I feel like you're going to need to use his needles more than you'd think, and only heal when it's like super necessary. He can poke really well with those things. His Gorilla Grip? Yeah, I think this is what the devs were talking about when they said they were adding something people have been asking for a while. I have seen so much talk online about how this is just a hard trolling ability, and I agree it probably will happen at some point, but for the most part, if you have a good Weaver on your team, that ability is insanely strong. It gives immortality who's ever being pulled, so you can just use it to save someone from a pulse bomb or anything else. If you need to get your DPS on the high ground, you can pull them up to it with the grip. I'd love to see a Reaper ult in the backline and then get pulled into and through the enemy team as he's spinning through the air like a beautiful, graceful ballerina murdering everyone. The playmaking potential of Lifeweaver is genuinely maybe the highest of any hero in the game ever. His ult is also pretty good when he spawns the tree and it burst heals and continues to pump out healing over a short time. It kind of looks like a worse Zen ult, but the potential for it is crazy. I think of it like a Ram ult. You need to either run away from it or spend your time shooting it instead of the enemy team. It'll be so strong on King of the Hill maps when you're fighting on the point. If there's 2 Lifeweavers planting 2 trees on that point, it will look like some whimsical little forest duel. Add the flowers and you have a whole little greenhouse.
Nature is healing. Literally.
Oh my god. Anyway, I think Weaver's going to be pretty good overall. From what I've seen, he'll be most effective playing in the backline or on the high ground. He does not have the sustained healing output for himself or his team to be up in the front lines dueling it out. Using his flower to position himself in a spot where he can yoink his team to safety will probably be the best way to play him. I can see him being really good in poke comps or even dive comps, honestly. His healing reaches far enough where if you have a Genji or Winston or whoever going deep and starting to get farmed, pulling him to safety will be huge. He'll also be good against dive as well. If he gets dove, just put a flower on the ground and lift yourself up and away. Or if your teammates are getting dove, pulling them to you will be just as good. This is why I think he'll be tough to play in a brawlish style comp in. He really can get run over, and playing him in a death ball seems really not great. Plus his hitbox is gigantic. You can't really pull anyone to safety if you're all clumped up, but I do see where he could be good with it as well. Since map pulls are finally gone in Season 4, I can see him being really good on a lot of dive heavy maps like Hollywood and Gibraltar. Think about it. Weaver can actually make Reinhardt good on Gibraltar. Pedal him and your team up to the high ground and just start walking. Giving that kind of mobility and repositioning potential to Rein could be a really huge factor in games. Rein might still be doo-doo in this patch since his health got nerfed, but we haven't seen Ram on Gibraltar yet since it hasn't been in the map pool since he came out, and Ram Rush is kinda in right now. Lifeweaver could actually make Ram Rush work on maps where high ground is extremely important. I can just see Hollywood be insane when you get to that first choke on attack and just flower your team up to the high ground. Like, taking that space is insanely strong and could completely change the way you play that map. He has the possibility to really change the way the whole game is played on multiple maps. If 2CP was still in the game, imagine a Lifeweaver flower lifting your team into the little window on first point attack of Hanamura instead of banging your head against the wall at the choke. Stuff like that just makes me so excited to get my hands on him in a not sus way. I do think, however, that your average support player will more or less unintentionally troll you with the pull sometimes, but I'd say as a precaution to just trust that your Weaver is pulling you with good intentions. I know that you might think he's trolling you, but unless it's a blatant troll pull, just go along with it. It'll be mad annoying and it will happen at some point, so just expect it to happen. I also think his healing is best used in little bursts instead of trying to go for the max charge 65 healing. Spamming like 20 healing over and over again will keep someone alive. Plus, with his time to max charge the heal going down, using it in bursts will definitely be stronger and probably the best way to play him. I am so super excited to have to play the who has better internet and who has the game installed on an SSD game to insta-lock him when he comes out on Tuesday. It's my favorite part of a new hero release. Moving on, I really won't talk much about the patch notes that just got released for Season 4, but I will say that the new rally looks insanely broken. I think Brig's new big shield, bash, and more health overall is fine-ish, but the numbers are just insane. I'd like to see the big shield not be 750 HP, and the bash not be a complete stun that goes through shields, but rather an interrupt that will stun for like 0.2 seconds if that, and just cancel abilities or other channeled abilities. Like if a Reaper is ulting or something, pop rally and interrupt it, or high noon or coalescence, etc., just like that. So it's actually useful for stopping things and not just chain CCing everybody on what, like a 5-second cooldown. I guess if the multiple stun stays, make it so you can only bash once in rally, so you need to use it smart. I could see a goats like comp coming back with this new Brig ult, since she wasn't even bad before, but this ult just makes her infinitely better. Lifeweaver could just technically get your team away from her ulting, but if the other team is playing like a Mei Reaper, Rein, Lucio, and a Brig that has rally, good luck and get your fingers practicing hitting that little hotkey of Alt F4 as fast as possible. Don't let your mental health degrade like that, man. Just please don't let yourself make this face and put it in the thumbnail. Just don't. Okay, quickly, the last thing I wanted to talk about is something I haven't seen anyone talk about, so once again, let me drop the hot scoop. I believe this month we'll finally get some PvE news. Seriously, why is no one talking about this? So back in that same live stream with the Overwatch 2 devs, you know, where they said the new hero would be Mercy cute. By the way, he definitely is. Like, the cuteness factor of him and Mercy are like identical. Like, you know, they're not like cute, but like they're like kind of handsome and pretty. Anyway, back in that live stream, Overwatch 2's executive producer Jared Noyce was asked by Seagull, when are we getting PvE news? And he responded that it's coming soon. Jared soon.
When can we expect any news on PvE?
Ooh, we are. What I will say is that we are currently planning the time where we're going to talk about it, which will be. I've said this before. Will be soon, and I actually do mean it'll be pretty soon. Not Blizzard soon. Jared soon, which is a different thing.
So I went to Jared's Twitter, and sure enough, he said right there that it looks like Jared soon is actually sometime this month. So finally, after literally 2 years of no updates on PvE since BlizzConline in February 2021, the thing that actually was advertised to make Overwatch 2, actually Overwatch 2, almost a year after the first PvP beta, we'll get some kind of update on the mode we've all been waiting for. We know that the PvE is coming out this year at least, since back before Overwatch 2 came out, they put out on the roadmap that PvE was coming in 2023, so I think that we actually have some kind of hope to hear news about it within the next 3 weeks. There is the Starwatch event for Season 4, which Aaron Keller confirmed has PvE elements in a kind of PvEVP mode, where there will be enemies you have to fight that aren't the other players. However, that starts in May, so maybe before the Starwatch event takes place, we'll get some heavier and more substantial PvE news. I mean, after literally almost 4 years since the Overwatch 2 announcement happened, I'd hope to the recently resurrected Christ that we'll get some news about this PvE mode. Probably a launch window with what season it'll be, and I hope a trailer or something with gameplay so we can see what we'll actually be playing. I am still waiting for those crazy perk trees, man. I'm begging here. Okay, I think that's about it. By the way, thank you guys so much for watching my last video as well. I don't think this one will do nearly as well, but that's fine. This whole channel is for fun anyways. I just could not believe that after the first time I make a video after 4 months, I got like my 4th highest viewed video from it. I really appreciate all of you who watched it and to all the new subscribers who decided to come and stick around. I hope you enjoy your stay. The snacks are in the lobby. Okay, that's it for me. Please like the video if you enjoyed or learned something new. Please subscribe and ring the bell icon to see more from me and to get notified when I upload next. Join my Discord. I have the link in the description. There's a lot of interesting events in that Discord. And comment below on how you feel about Lifeweaver. Do you think he's just a giant troll hero, or do you think that he will change the way the game is fundamentally played like I do? Let me know. I read every comment and I try to respond to most of them. Okay, that's it from me, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.